Welcome to Istanbul, the city of 7 hills. What if I told you that this incredible city could be more than just a layover? Imagine getting transport to the city, a tour of Istanbul's top attractions, and even food and drink, and all of it without spending a dime. Stick around till the end and I'll share how you can unlock this amazing experience. But first, let's dive into the heart of this historic city and see what secrets we can uncover. We have just arrived in old city of Istanbul after about an hour ride from the airport, and our very first stop is to try some traditional Turkish breakfast before we head to the Blue Mosque. I'm quite excited because I do love Turkish breakfast. Now that we're well caffeinated and our bellies are full from breakfast, we're going to go to the first attraction on this tour, which is going to be the iconic Blue Mosque here in the old town of Istanbul. Such a beautiful building. Excited for you to see it for the very first time.
Actually, I see it already.
First stop, the iconic Blue Mosque, a masterpiece of the Ottoman architecture. Known for its 6 slender minarets and cascading domes, it's a symbol of Istanbul's rich history. Built in the early 17th century, it's as much a place of worship as it is a testament to art history.
I don't know how to do this. Like that?
Yeah,
Does it look?
looks good. Wow, this Blue Mosque is so incredibly beautiful. Such nice lighting and such intricate paintings throughout the ceilings and the walls of this place, with some scriptures as well in golden writing. Absolutely unbelievable to think how historic this building is, and just such a cool feeling to be walking through a fantastic place like this. Stunning. Wow.
And
We just came out of the Blue Mosque, and I think this is the new mosque, right? Yeah, so right next to the Blue Mosque is the new mosque, and you come out here, there's this nice piazza, as you would call it in Italian, and we're just trying to grab some coffee before we go on to the next stop. We didn't sleep all too much last night, so caffeine is urgently needed.
Yeah.
Let's talk about something personal for a minute. Hair loss. It's a topic that we tend to avoid, but it's a reality for many of us, including me. Now, I'll be honest, seeing my hair thinning was not easy for me. It just hit me one day. I was looking into the mirror and I knew I had to do something. I scoured the internet for all possible options, and that's when I found Keeps, an online service that's not only easy to use, but a real game changer. The best part about Keeps, it is an FDA approved treatment and a unique 2-in-1 gel. And now guys, the numbers speak for themselves. To 90% reduction in hair loss and 35% increase in hair growth. And it's not just about stopping hair loss. Keeps also offers products like hair thickening shampoo and conditioner. It's all about overall hair care. From my experience, you start noticing changes in about 6 months, which is the most exciting part. And it's not just me talking here. Almost 1 million guys have turned to Keeps, and the reviews are over 4,500 5-star ones with really inspiring before and after photos. If you are facing hair loss and looking for a solution, this is it. Check out keeps.com/makingithappen vlog or hit the link in the description. Trust me, it's worth taking the step. Hair loss stops here with Keeps. While we wait for the meetup time, we just popped into this North Art Cafe. It's right by the Blue Mosque. Really beautiful looking. Can't judge the coffee yet, but it smells good. The really nice thing about this tour is, even though it's an all-day tour, you don't spend much time in like buses and cars, because everything here in the old town is more or less accessible within walking distance. So we drove here with the bus that took us about an hour from the airport, but now we're just moving around, walking around, commuting from one site to the next, which is really nice. And in between, you have enough time to also do your own thing. Like, we went and got some coffee, but you could spend more time in the Blue Mosque or less time. It's up to you. You always have a meet point where you'll come together again and then move on to the next.
Onward to the Topkapi Palace, once the heart of the Ottoman Empire. This palace-turned-museum tells the tales of sultans, courtiers, and treasures from centuries past. Imagine halls echoing with secrets of power and opulence, surrounded by the stunning views of the Bosphorus.
We're now at Topkapi Palace, and they have very, very tight security here. I had to remove my microphone from the camera, so I'm filming on the iPhone. Now we're just gonna walk through here. There's a lot of exhibitions here in this palace that you can take a look at, a lot of stuff, but we are heading straight for the terrace because there's supposed to be a magnificent view from the terrace, which I definitely want to check out. Wow, the palace was really massive, beautiful, and so nice to see Istanbul from a different angle with that terrace. Highly, highly recommended. Right now we're walking to the Grand Bazaar, which is around a 14-minute walk from here, from the palace. And we have arrived at the Grand Bazaar, and wow, this place is huge. We entered from gate 1.
There's 75 gates, mind you.
75 gates, that is crazy. And here you have everything from, oh look, it's Salt Bay.
Oh yeah.
It's Salt Bay, interesting. No overpriced steaks for you today?
Nah, thank you.
Okay. So here you can get everything from jewelry, clothing, memorabilia, Turkish delights, very important, sweets, electronics, everything. It's just, wow, it's so busy here as well. But it's nice to be inside because it was getting a little bit cold outside. So if you're doing this tour, definitely bring with some warm clothes as well so you can have a change of clothes. Now we're going to explore a little bit, see if we can maybe get some Christmas presents to bring home with us.
We didn't really find anything that we quite like in the Grand Bazaar. Not that any of it is short of impressive. For some reasons, it reminds me of a bigger Legazpi market where you can get any sort of fine stuff that you want, like winter clothes or hats or scarves or stuff like that. And yeah, now we're waiting to have lunch.
So it was coming from there, going there, making a U and turning back, and then finishing there. So it was a long but narrow hippodrome, and in the middle of hippodrome there were monuments like this one and this one decorating the monument. This is an Egyptian obelisk, as you can see. So what it does here, because it is here because when the city is declared as the capital of Roman Empire, it was Constantine the Great, I told you it was, he started decorating the city with so many monuments and buildings. And he was bringing these monuments from all around his empire, and he ordered this obelisk to be brought from Egypt to here. Egypt was also a part of his empire, right? So they put it in a ship and they brought it here. But you know, it was too big to fit it in a wooden ship in those times, and they needed to cut some 10 meters of this obelisk. So what you see right now is 10 meters shorter than its original. That part is left in Egypt. Yeah. And you can notice it, the writing left in half. Yeah, because it's cut.
Yeah.
So however, they brought it here, they put it in seashore on beach, and you know, it waited there for a long time because they had no preparations to bring it up here, to erect it here. We are on a small hill right now, it's a small slope, and you know, this is a 800 tons.
Fly, like I'm no more coffee.
Alright, and after a late but delicious lunch here in Istanbul, we are headed back to the bus to head back to the airport to board our flight. And now comes the most fantastic thing about having a stopover, having a layover in Istanbul. The cost of this entire tour was, believe it or not, zero. Because Turkish Airlines includes this on your trip if you have a layover. All the details are in the description box down below. You just sign up either when you buy the ticket, or you can even do it at the airport. Still a really fantastic deal. They have a lot of different tour options that you can choose from, but we really enjoyed this tour, and it is actually not the first time that I am doing this tour. I've had the privilege of doing this tour many times before in the past, and it is every time an absolute pleasure. All right, let's jump in the bus and head back to Istanbul airport. All right, we are back at the airport in Istanbul, and we're getting ready to board our last flight on this trip in 2 hours. We'll be reunited with my parents in Vienna. I'm so excited.
So basically this trip to Austria took us 3 days.
We planned on a 2-day layover.
Yeah, because we basically had a leftover. But to get to the destination, I mean, the journey was 4 days because we had a 2-day layover in Istanbul, and finally, it was also another thing was unexpected is that Mike's parents gonna be getting us from the airport in Vienna, which is 2 hours away, or maybe more,
A little over 2 hours
maybe
away.
2.5 hours away from Badahal. So they had to drive at nighttime just to make sure they get us in the airport.
And they were saying it's icy now. The roads are icy.
Oh no. So it's almost like the opposite of when we got them from Naiya Terminal 3 and, you know, fetching them from the flight. Now it's them waiting for us and welcoming us into Austria for Christmas this time. And it's just something that I'm very excited of. It's something that we're so happy about, and finally we're gonna see them again. It hasn't been so long. It hasn't been like a year or so. It has only been
2 months.
Really?
Yeah.
So it has only been 2 months since we saw them last. But it's something I'm very excited of because I haven't seen them in Austria in 1 year. Because last year we also decided to spend Christmas in Austria, and this time finally, thank God, everything worked out. Thank God the immigration was so good. Thank God the embassy was so good, and we get to spend Christmas in Austria. I'm so excited, but at the same time I'm scared of how cold I'm gonna be in Austria because I didn't bring a lot of winter clothes. I'm planning to, you know, just test the waters and see how cold it's gonna be for me in Austria. But hearing that snow and ice is happening in Austria right now, it scares me a lot because I haven't really seen snow when it's actually snowing. I have seen snow in the ski parks and all that, but not when it's actually snowing. So this is going to be a really exciting journey for all of us, and this is going to be something that I'm sure I'm going to experience a lot of first times again this year.